When I saw this, I thought this was pretty weird. But I'll get back to that story after I finish repotting this plant. It has become a root bound and it wasn't doing too well. So I'm going to fix it for my aunt. I have discovered that I really miss getting my hands in the dirt. And even when I was relaxing and enjoying the beach, I often found my thoughts going back to the farm and all the things that I needed and wanted to do. But let's get back to this plant. I bought this big planter at the Ace Hardware, and I thought it was big enough for this plant, but I have discovered that I really need to break it up a little bit. So I'm going to put 2 plants in the big green pot, break one off, and put it back in the little yellow pot. So now she'll have 2 little planters instead of the 1. I bought this really fancy potting soil, and it has to be fancy because, oh my goodness, it was expensive. For those just joining me, I'm at the beach this week, hanging out with my aunt and helping her out with a few things. She has a great little patio set up, and I have absolutely enjoyed hanging out with her. The weather has just been perfect. It's nice and breezy and comfortable, and it really has been a very nice time here. I'm going to get this other little plant potted back up in this original pot, and I'm going to go ahead and give everybody a nice big drink of water and get them set up in the places where I want them to be at. And then I'm going to call this project done. But then I discovered that I had another problem. Kasha, she gave me this ginger and this turmeric, and it's been in that bag for about a week, and I don't want it to go bad and spoil, so I'm going to go ahead and pot it in some containers that I also got from Ace Hardware. This one piece is really big, so I'm going to break it in half, and I'm going to put 2 pieces of ginger in one little pot, and then a smaller piece of ginger in with the pot that I put the turmeric in. So once I got the configuration figured out, it was pretty easy. I'm just going to lay them in here. I'm going to cover them up with some expensive potting soil. I'm going to give them a drink of water. And now this project is all done. I just have to make sure that I don't forget them and leave them here. But when I get them back home, I'm going to put them in the greenhouse and see how they do. The most important thing that I have to do here at my aunt's is I need to make sure that I clean up after myself. She has a very nice little tidy patio area, and I really want to keep it that way. And now that I've completed my projects, I guess I need to discuss my beginning clip. Does anybody know what Cobra Kia is? I mean, I kind of did, but I had to go and look it up. We kind of knew something was up when half the public parking area had been cordoned off, but when I went for my walk on the beach, I saw this, and I was like, no, LAPD is not in Jacksonville. And the markings on this truck was a little bit of a hint, and then we got this letter. This started me down the Google search rabbit hole, and then once I figured out what was going on, I went to TikTok to get the real information. Well, apparently someone started not a remake, but a continuation of the Karate Kid, and it was called Cobra Kai. Season 4 won't be released until the end of the year, so I guess they're just filming now. But me and my aunt sat on the front porch and we watched their transports roll by. They were staged at the Ocean One Hotel, but they were filming at this beautiful house. It's a 3-story house with a glass front, absolutely gorgeous. I was kind of embarrassed standing there taking pictures of this house, so I turned around and I got some shots of the birds running in and out of the surf. It is so peaceful out here and so beautiful. I spent 10 days with my aunt at Atlantic Beach, and now it's time to get back on the road and go get Justice. She's with my daughters in Orlando. I've got to stop and get gas first, so I have to pass Buc-ee's on the way. So I'm going to stop, get some gas, get some Buc-ee chips, and then get back on the road and head to Orlando to pick up my puppy dog. This is the Buc-ee's at 200 World Commerce Parkway, just north of St. Augustine, right off of I-95. And I'm going to drive around the parking lot to show you just how large this building is. This Buc-ee's has 2 entrances, but I've never seen a Buc-ee's before, so this could be just a standard model. I may stop in Montgomery because I believe they have one just outside of Montgomery, so I'll have to compare then. But as I come around the corner, there is this big, large set of gas tanks, and this is going to be on the back side. Now, there's an identical set of gas tanks on the other side, and then another little portion that I pulled into to get my gas. It looks like they have diesel at all the pumps, but they have this special area, I guess, for the trucks. So I'm gonna fill up my truck with some diesel, go inside and get me some Buc-ee chips and get back on the road. Already filled up my gas tank and I got some beaver nuggets. I'm gonna try these out and see how they are. They're almost like Cracker Jacks. Yeah, they're almost like Cracker Jacks. They're good. Those nuggets were really good, but don't eat half a bag like I did because now my tummy's upset. I finally made it to Orlando and it's time to pick up Justice. And there she is. I got my sidekick back. I have missed her goofy face. Justice. Hey girl. Hey Justice. She's a good girl. The sun's trying to come through the haze this morning, but it is bright. So I arrived at my dad's house around 3 yesterday, and then we went and had dinner. And I was up till midnight last night. I've been having a real hard time going to sleep. I think I missed my bed. But I was up at 6:30 this morning when my alarm went off, and out the door a little after 7. It's an 8-hour drive back home, and I'm hoping to make a little detour, but that will depend upon how I feel the closer I get to home. While I was at my aunt's house, I did something that I don't normally do. I watched a lot of TV. My Aunt Dotsie, she likes to watch the HGTV channels, and they really were interesting. I enjoyed them a lot. I watched Joanna and Chip Gaines with the Magnolia Channel, and we also watched a show called Hometown. Their season premiere was a makeover for a little town that was in Alabama. So I looked it up to see where it was, and it just happened to be on my way home. So I'm going to go just a little bit out of my way and go to this little town, and let's see what we can find. As I drive into town, it's a lot of the basic strip stores, fast food restaurants, stuff like that. But you have to go downtown to the old city to see some of the pretty old buildings here, especially this bridge. This bridge is beautiful. As you go over the bridge, and off to my left is a little park. So I'm going to pull in there and show you the view. This is a beautiful spot to sit and enjoy the river and look at that beautiful bridge. I'm here in Wetumpka. This is going to be the end of my little adventure. It is beautiful sitting here by the river, but it's time to head home. I still have 2 more hours to go. I'm really anxious to get home. I have so many things that I've thought about doing and want to do and need to do, and I'm really anxious to get started. So thank you guys for coming with me and traveling with me while I go to Florida and back home. And one more note, I am working on my 500 subscriber giveaway, and it will be coming out really soon. I just hit 525 subscribers, and I appreciate everyone who comes and watches my videos. I really do. This has been a real blessing to me. So you guys have a great day. It's time to go home now. Yay. Going through Tuscaloosa during 5 o'clock traffic. I'm gonna be here forever.